Welcome to The Blissful Life, a podcast where we awaken the wisdom of self and explore the lessons, the rituals, and the pathways to inner bliss. I'm your host, Regina Lawless, former corporate executive turned author and spiritual teacher. And I'm on a mission, y'all, to help people connect to and express their divine self so they can make their unique impact on the world. If you've been feeling like there is more to life than the hustle and grind, then you found your tribe. It's time to breathe and relax into the blissful life. Welcome to the blissful life. So I am so privileged to have with me Liliana Ayers, widely known as Queen Oracle Lilly. She is a visionary, a spiritual leader, a healer, an entrepreneur dedicated to helping people step into their highest alignment. As the founder of Queen Hippie Gypsy, Oakland's first Black-owned crystal shop, she has built, right? She has built a sacred space for healing, transformation, and community empowerment. With deep ancestral wisdom and intuitive gifts, Liliana is a renowned oracle reader, Reiki master, and sound healer. She is also a certified yoga and meditation coach, a registered doula, and an ordained minister, as if you weren't already all the things.
Why not?
Right? But you blend what hell? Hello.
That's to be great.
Yeah, that's to be great. Always.
Reach for the stars.
Yes.
Guys, come on.
But I love it. And you end your bio by saying you blend this holistic wellness, which clearly you do. You blend all of these modalities together to guide others on their spiritual journey. And so welcome, Queen Oracle Lilly.
Ashe, thank you. I'm so happy to be welcomed by you.
Oh my, I have to tell the people because you do have a beautiful store in downtown Oakland called Queen Hippie Gypsy.
Thank you.
And not only is it the first Black-owned crystal store, as we said earlier, but it's a beautiful space. And I'm a crystal girl, so I've been in many a crystal shop. Right, I'm an Aquarius, so I think I was born loving crystals. Like that's.
Of course, this is your era. We're in your era. We're trying to get on your level.
Yes, I was like, thank you, y'all, for catching up. We are in the age of Aquarius.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we've been hearing about this. We're here now, guys.
We are here.
Welcome.
Yes. That's it. Welcome to the future. But what I love about your shop immediately, this is how we ended up meeting. I stumbled upon your store one day when I was walking around downtown Oakland, and you were there that day. And you greeted me with open arms, and there was just an aura around you. Like I was like, not only, and my doggy Rocket.
Come on now. He didn't want to drink. Wait, come on. Wait, what's your baby's name?
Rocket.
Okay, Rocket. How Rocket doing?
Rocket's doing good. He's over here asleep because he needs his beauty sleep about 16 hours a day.
Okay. That is fancy.
He's fancy. So when he's not being bougie, he's sleep. So I brought little Rocket in, and I think he was too bougie to eat the treats or drink the water that you.
Yes, because we have a bowl. It's a community bowl. Listen, I do not blame Rocket.
Yeah.
Okay. I personally don't drink tap water. You probably gave it Evian or something. Fiji.
No, he gets tapped, but it's his own bowl.
Okay, yes, no problem. Respect it. Okay, listen, the community bowl, you don't want to drink from that. A lot of other dogs do stop there.
Yeah. He's not having it.
That's
He's just like,
okay.
yeah.
Maybe next time.
You know.
We'll have a special bowl for him. How
That
about that? A
yes.
rocket bowl.
Yeah.
Ooh, I will do that. Trust me.
I love it. But yes, so that you got a great memory because yes, I had Rocket with me,
Thank you.
and we had just a great conversation, a great connection just
Oh,
from
thank you.
jump. And I was like, this one, like I just was drawn to your energy. It was so positive. It was so warm. And I just felt your spirit. You have just a strong aura, just very. So it's. I say all that to say for the audience listening, like you're the real deal, and you see that and you feel that coming into your store.
Bless you.
No, really, really and truly. And it's just such a beautiful space, too. So I hope that people listening to this, if you're in the Bay Area, I hope they take the time to come by because not only do you have crystals and incense and beautiful books and you and your team are so knowledgeable and you have event space too upstairs,
Yep.
which is really cool. You guys do. I'm sure we'll talk about all the things. I do want to make sure that by the end of the conversation, people also know what's coming up next at the store so they can come and experience it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But before we get there,
Okay.
it's such a rarity to have a Black owned crystal store. What gave you the idea to open up this store in downtown Oakland?
Because I saw a need. That's the biggest
Hmm.
thing. I like to fix things. I'm like, uh, I'm a builder.
Yeah.
So yes, ever since I was a kid, I love to fix things. I like to help. Yes, I love to give, and acts of service is like my number one love language. Beyond that, I appreciate the fact that there was a space for it, right? When I opened up my shop with my husband, it was not anyone else doing it.
Yes. Ooh.
That is why I felt it was important for me to do it because it was in my heart. God gave me the vision and I had a dream about it.
Mm. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
and I love that you had the courage because so many of us, I believe all of us, have a dream in our heart that we either don't pay attention to, or if we have tapped in and understand the assignment, get the vision, we are scared. We are fearful to step out there. So I love that you stepped out. You heard it. You heard the call. You got the message. You got the vision and
Oh,
you executed
yes.
it.
Yes, ma'am. It was like in my heart, I was doing the job already.
Mm.
I worked in healthcare before this for 13 years.
Oh,
So I was already
beautiful.
helping people a lot every day.
Yep.
And in my capacity, like in my like office space, like in my desk area, people would come in my to sit with me.
Really?
Yes, my people
Uh,
will tell you they still are around. Okay, I have coworkers from back in the day. Okay, they would sit in my area. Yes, it's so true. So I love to think about that. Like I feel like my purpose chose like it was I was gifted this. I was chosen. It was things already
mm,
manifesting for me. Like my
mm,
already I was interested in crystals since I was a kid. So
mm.
my first crystal I ever purchased was a rose quartz for my mom.
Oh, which I have a rose quartz here. I love rose quartz. I bring it to a lot of my book
Yes.
events because it stands for joy and love, and it's a
Okay,
beautiful
yes.
stone.
All of the things, right?
Yeah.
Compassion and love,
Yes.
self love, all of it, forgiveness. So back in the day, right? If I could tell you this, I
Please.
thank you. I appreciate you for this because it's kind of like segueing to why we opened the store, right? So really, when I was 15 years old, I was really a hippie kid. My mom, she is the reason I'm this way. Well, I
Oh,
get it from my mama.
you get
Okay.
it. You get it honest, they
Yes,
say.
ma'am.
Yeah.
For real. Anybody that knows my mother will tell you this. Okay. So, anywho, she is beautiful. She sings, she paints, she's an artist. She's a Gemini.
Oh,
Okay. I'm gonna
okay.
just give
So
her the flowers today. My mama
yes.
is the beauty, and she used to when I was a little girl, because I have siblings. Because my mother, that's when she worked as a single mother. She was a single mother. That's what I want to tell you. So when she was working in Berkeley, she worked at the post office, and so when she worked there, we used to go visit her, and we lived in Oakland,
Okay.
so we caught the bus to Berkeley.
Which seems for people who live in the Bay Area, you think that Oakland and Berkeley they border each other, but I go take yoga classes in Berkeley, and let me tell you, that is not a hop, skip, and a jump.
Exactly.
That's a that's a bit of distance, especially if you're on the
Yes.
bus. So that's yeah.
Exactly. Come on, anybody, if you're from the Bay, I'm about to take you on a full trip. Okay. We used to catch the 40 and the 40L. Okay, did my transfer because we're coming from deep East Oakland. My mother, she did it every day. God bless my mother.
Wow. Yes.
God bless my mom. Okay.
Mm.
My father, he wasn't around there for a while. God bless him. He was
Yeah.
incarcerated. These are
So your
parts of reasons
mom.
why I was interested in healing.
We're gonna touch on that in a sec because that's powerful what you just said. We're gonna come back to that, but please, you got your transfer. You on the bus. We on the bus with you.
Yes.
We going to Berkeley.
Yes. So all of this is like when I got to from traveling from deep East Oakland, and this the whole ride is probably like an hour and a half. So we're stopping every other corner of us. Right? Come on, you gotta
Why
see
bus play
every
like that? And you stop every. You like okay again.
on Telegraph too. So we're like, this is where it
Ooh,
would take us. And I think that's where the 40 went. Anywho, wherever this it was Shattuck, I think.
yeah. If you're going, probably
So
dipped over there to get to once you get into Berkeley. Yeah.
yeah, so my mom, when she caught the bus, she taught us how to do this. And also because she was a
Wow.
post office worker, she also delivered mail and she taught us how to navigate the streets.
Um, Shout out to your mom. First of all,
You
she sounds
see what I'm saying?
incredible and just teaching y'all like life skills. Like on top of like she has her day job and Lord only knows what she had to deal with being, a black woman at that time working in the post office and then she's having to hold it down at home as well and raise
Yes.
her kids
Hmm.
and it's clear to me through just we've only been talking for not even 20 minutes, but now it makes sense to me. Your mom clearly poured into you.
Yes.
Because that is the reflection that we see here. She poured into you. So that's
She
beautiful.
did. She did, and she still does. I talk to her
Mm.
very often. I have a sister.
Oh.
My sister is like me. We're similar. Trust me, I have a family. I'm surrounded by women. My grandmother, she also
Mm.
listen, it's a lot of us out here. We're really deep. Okay.
Mm.
So when people see my shop, they think it's just me. No, babies.
It's a whole clan. It's a whole it's
Yes.
a whole tribe, okay, of
Yes.
Ayers women. Okay.
It's
Now we
actually
know.
thank you. That's my married name, but bless you, because yes,
Yeah.
there are Irish women too.
Yeah.
So that's on my husband's side.
That's right. I should know that. Even though my husband is now deceased, but I still keep Lawless. That is my married name, not my maiden name.
Yes.
So yes, what is your maiden name if you care to share?
Yes. So my maiden name is Richardson.
Okay.
Yes, I know. But my
Yeah.
mother maternal is Birch, the Birch family.
The Birch family. Okay. Okay. The Birch
Yes.
family.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And we got history. Okay. I can keep going and
Mm,
going. Listen, my family is deeply rooted in the earth. I know who I
mm,
am. I've done my DNA. My grandmother, she's mulatto. We're also Choctaw. We're from Mississippi. I have
mm,
Mississippian DNA, y'all. I'm from
mm.
here. I'm indigenous. Okay.
Yes. 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 I love it.
Find out
Yeah.
who you are if you don't know.
Hmm.
We're
Yeah.
Choctaw.
Mm, mm. Yeah, that's where, listen, when you say you got it, honestly, I have such reverence for the indigenous people around the world because they are
Hmm.
so deeply connected to the earth and the earth's wisdom.
Yes.
And in modern times, modern peoples, we disregard the cycles and the rhythms of earth. And I just, from a little girl, I've always just had such respect, such reverence for Native Americans,
Hmm.
indigenous. I just think there's just such a wise, such a special people because of their connection to the earth. So that's beautiful
Yes.
to see you have
Woo!
that direct
Woo!
lineage.
Yes, I feel it. There's
Hmm.
royalty in me, and it's on
Hello.
you.
Yes.
Okay, and that's the part. I claim it.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
So, but anywho, I really am excited. I would like to finish what I was sharing with you regarding my
Yes.
mom, right? So, my mother, when she was taking us to go navigate the streets of Berkeley, I would go there. And to tell you the truth, I would cut school sometimes. My mom, she is familiar with this too, because I was just really interested in the cultural things going on. And so, anyway, the biggest part of this story is this. There was one day, the day that I purchased my crystal from my mother, there was a woman who was out. She was standing in Berkeley in front of a store called Ross. It was on Shad. Anybody familiar from the Bay? Okay. So this store, this black woman, she was standing outside and she had a table and she had crystals on it. And this woman, she was black like me, right? So when I saw her with crystals at 15 years old, I bought my crystal, my first crystal, bought it from her.
Wow.
I
Mm.
purchased my first, my mother is my witness. So then the true story is this. Later in life, I saw her again. I got to give her flowers. I'm like, what? Listen, look how life works. She's still
Wow.
doing her business. So if you guys are in Berkeley, there's a woman. She's out in Berkeley. She sells crystals sometimes on tables. And she's black woman. She has short hair, like buzz cut. But anywho, bless her business. And she
Yes.
really, she's just like me. We're hippie spirits too. So, she's in the wind, right? And bless her for that. And whatever she's doing, I hope her business is flourishing because she helped
Yes.
me to see the reflection of a woman who looks
Mm.
like me selling stones. Because before that, I hadn't seen that. Every
Yes.
crystal store in Berkeley was white on that I went in. And when I went into those spaces, I did not feel comfortable. Why? Because
Hmm.
I felt like I was being watched. Okay, like
Yes.
what are
Yeah.
you following? I'm not going to steal the rock.
Right. Mm.
What are we doing?
Yes.
That is the
Come
true
on,
story.
y'all.
And I was a
Yeah.
kid and I was a black young black girl. I can only imagine how other people were feeling. So in my heart, those are memories, core memories, right? So as an
Mm.
adult, that's kind of what I kept in my spirit. Like, okay, now I still am into crystals. My favorite place to go shop crystals. Listen, I'm a true Bay Area love, and I'm from Oakland, but I love the Bay. Is Love Ganesh. Okay, I'm gonna give you a
Oh.
shout out. It's in San Francisco on Haight Street. I love you. Okay. I love Ganesh Crystal Store.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you for that shout out because I have not been there. And so now I'm sure not only me, but other people listening are going to have to go check
Yes.
them out in addition to you. Okay. Because I'm not going to let them
Oh,
not come see you. But
yes. I'm going to tell people to go to places with great energy. Love Ganesh is
yes.
a great store.
Oh, I love that. What a cool story. Just that you were able to see yourself in this woman at such an early age and then remember that stuck with you. And now
Mm-hmm.
we are all blessed in the community to have you creating this open space for us.
Yes.
And think about the little
Mhm.
girl that walks into your shop and
Mm.
gets touched,
Right.
gets
Oh my
blessed by that.
God. What is she
So
gonna do? Because I saw this woman with a table. And maybe she has a business store, brick and mortar now. I'm not sure of that. Hopefully. Yeah,
hopefully.
but how, look at God, because it was in my heart realizing, okay, I felt it was a lot of Berkeley's crystal stores and
Yeah.
everything like going on, the markets and things, but it wasn't anything like that going on in Oakland, right? So when
Yeah.
I would coming home, it's like, okay, I still have the vibes of like the spirit of what I was experiencing culturally, and I would like that energy everywhere I'm at. So
Hmm.
carrying crystals on me has always been a thing. And then yeah, getting readings and stuff like that. My mother, she would take me to get readings. That's my story, my
Ooh.
business. I tell my clients like I have been going to get readings, oracle or spiritual guidance readings since I was a teenager. So
Mm.
it's embedded in me to be this person. I'm not making it up. It is my like birthright. God told me to be her, be this woman, and
Mhm.
be myself fully. So that's why we did it. That's why I opened the store because there was not anybody else. doing it. You will not find another crystal store who was doing crystals and yoga in the same space.
Yes. Yes, I can, because you have a beautiful space upstairs to do
You will
yoga.
not
Yeah.
find it. We were the first, okay? We're going to be the first to do a lot more.
Okay, we're gonna get there. We are gonna get there. And you talked about wearing crystals, and if people are watching this, they can see you have some beads. Before we started recording, you were telling me about you have a tiger's eye necklace, and I have a for people who watch, I have a tiger's eye ring. Such a beautiful stone. What's the significance for you of the tiger's eye necklace?
Sure. Well, right now, I guess I picked it up for courage because I've
Mm-hmm.
never done anything like this before.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yay. Okay, well, I'm glad I get to be your first
yay, thank
experience like this.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And then the second one is cat's eye.
Ooh.
And it's lots of them because you're going to get a lot of views on this. So,
Yeah.
the cat's eye will give you people like all eyes on you
Eyes.
attention. So, I want people to see this
Yes.
particular podcast, so I'm wearing a cat's eye to attract viewers.
Ooh, I love it. Oh, okay. That's game because I didn't know that about the cat's eye. So your store, downtown Oakland, I had found an article that your store was vandalized during the pandemic.
Mhm.
And they did a news feature of you and your husband in front of the store, just devastating
Mhm.
what happened. But what I thought was beautiful to see is that you all were able to fundraise through the community
Mhm.
to get the money to not only repair the store, but there were also COVID protocols that you guys had to pay for, which was a burden on any business,
Mhm.
especially during the pandemic. So it made me think about, with the community rallying around to support you and your husband, how is community a part of your business to this day?
Ooh, wow. Bless you. This is, yes, wonderful question. So, yes, during the pandemic, we were able to, after someone vandalized the building
Mm.
outside, it was definitely a devastating blow. Like, we were just like, what? Why? But we didn't take it personally. It was a riot of, protesting going on. And it was, for me, I'm a hippie. So I partly I'm like, okay, yeah, do what but don't do it to my business. Okay. I'm like, 50-50. Okay.
Protest, but don't tear ish up. That
Right. We black owned.
I can't. I
Did you not see the afros on the windows?
hello. Like it's
That's
very
the
clearly
question.
black owned with the beautiful Afro Queen Hippie.
I don't know. But I don't know who did it. I don't. All I can just say is, whatever the case is, it's always, I see spiritual things. So I'm
Yes.
always reading spiritual things. So it really was just more for me. I saw it as an opportunity. One is to windows for me represent meditation, and a window into the soul,
Into the
a window into
soul.
the soul, and the other side, right? To speak to spirit. So to crack that window was like, people were gonna need us during that time. Okay, they needed us so badly. That's one of the things. And so we were there. We didn't. Again, you don't take stuff personally if you're doing this, okay? I mean, that's what people were trying to do to us, make it personal. Why did somebody said we did it ourselves?
Okay. Because that makes sense.
Make it make sense. Why would we do that? I don't take it personally. It's more mental things going on out here. I'm covered, y'all. We're good at our store. We're good. So when the windows busted, I saw spiritual reasons. And then the next thing that happened, it was a beautiful thing that art poured into our store.
Yes.
So how do
Yeah.
we still receive community, and how's the community
Yeah.
still involved into our business during this time? Let me tell you. What happened was, our business, the community rallied around us. I don't like to ask for things. Okay, that's a part of
Yeah.
me from my personal traumas that I have in the
Yeah.
past, that I was like, I don't like asking people for stuff. I just
Yeah.
don't. I'd rather get it myself. Okay. I just don't.
Yep.
That's just me. Okay. I don't know who else feels this way. So I wasn't trying to do a GoFundMe. I have never done it before. Why would I? I just didn't have the desire to. Even in my
Yeah.
darkest days, I didn't feel that energy. But at the same time, so people were reaching out to me like, Lily, how can we give you something for this? That's literally why we did it, because people were like,
Aw.
girl, take some money, will you
Right,
just
take
take
it.
this? Why are you not, why would you not start a GoFundMe? Like, stop having so much pride.
Ooh, and look how people showed up.
Yeah, we were so blessed, and it was like, oh my gosh, we got this, so during that time, yes, it was some, we of course we were able to utilize donations to help within the store to help, and then next thing you know, but with some of the resources, we were able to pay artists to come into the business. And
Mm.
there's one artist who came out, and particularly this one artist, he's from Oakland. I had put it out there on my Instagram. I said, you guys, we don't want to board up our store after the windows were busted. I did not want to board up our business. I didn't want people not to see the beauty. I felt like it was important that during that time, that's exactly what they needed to see, was more, they need to see the beauty.
Yes, yes, agreed.
That's how I felt. Like, no, we need to see the beauty.
So you mentioned being born and raised in Oakland, deep East Oakland. And I am privileged to call myself an Oakland resident now. And I say privilege, I
Nice.
mean that really and truly, because it's a beautiful city. The spirit
Yes.
of this city, the legacy, the history, the people, like everything this city has been through, good, bad, ugly, all the things. It is still a city of just beautiful people and
Yes.
culture, and spirit. And
Agreed.
so, yeah, so I love the town.
Yes. Oh my
As
gosh.
yes, but I am not native. So someone who has grown up here, how did Oakland make you the beautiful woman that you are today?
Thank you. Art. It's the art. Because of
Mm-hmm.
art, I love myself as art, and then the art is in the store. So with the people who helped us, all those, the artists who came in, the young man who helped me with all the what he did, he organized 8 individuals who came inside of the store during the time where there were still protests going on. We um we decided to paint inside of the store. So we painted the floors and ceilings.
Which are gorgeous, y'all. Y'all have to see that. It's a whole vibe, but continue.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you to say that.
Yeah, no, it's real. And it's cool to know the story behind that. I didn't know that that happened, during the pandemic and that Oakland artists
Yes.
help you with that.
Yes. So I really wanted you to hear that because they help to make beauty in the store. So if you can see that as an example of the next, which you just asked me, for myself, is art. Like making lemonade from the lemons, right? Like what you have, like the refurbished. I love upcycling. I love
Yes.
recycling. I love it, and I'm the same. That's me. I am that. I am that girl. Like, what I say that to say is I'm always like reimagining myself. I'm
Mm,
always like pushing myself to be different inside because I don't feel that it needs. I don't want to always be just the same way in my heart, even though that it sounds weird, but I'm a mutable sign. That's another thing. I'm a Pisces. If anybody was wondering.
yeah, we've cleared it up. She's a Pisces, and Pisces are very spiritual. And it like that's that depth, that like you said, mutability.
Yes.
Um, so that is not surprising to me to hear that you're a Pisces.
Is it all making sense now, you all?
I love it. I love it. And I love how you describe like the art and just even the upcycling, the growing, the being the best version, or being just continually reinventing yourself. Um,
Yes.
that that is Oakland for sure.
Yes. I love it. And that's literally what we're doing. So if you think about it, like in the store, we had to do the change on the inside.
Mm.
The changes were from the within, and that's what I was teaching during the pandemic. The changes will come from within.
I want people to let that settle because that's a powerful metaphor for life. Like, that's
Mm.
it. Like, that's if you do nothing else, the change is from within.
Hmm.
And I think so often that's one of the things that I set out to do with this podcast is to teach people. I describe it as the lessons, the pathways, the rituals to find inner bliss because that's where it
Hmm.
resides. It all resides within. And
Ashe.
so, yeah, Ashe. So that's beautiful that you changed the store from the inside out, and then that could then um, emanate or pour out into the community.
Yes, and that's so great. So the community, you had asked me where are they now, right? They're there. Oh my God, even more than they were before.
Mm, I love to hear it. Because it's so hard as a small business owner. Just
It
I
can
can't
be.
imagine, especially with the pandemic, and that's part of Oakland is still struggling, I think, to rebound, like so many
Hmm.
cities. But you definitely see
Hmm.
it when you go downtown. There are still so many abandoned, storefronts and things like that. I was so happy to stumble upon your business as a Black owned business that survived the pandemic and is still thriving. I was
Thank
like,
you.
yes, queen. Like how like we need to support you with the fullest. So
Thank
um
you.
yeah, my pleasure. So let's talk about you because you do aside from being an entrepreneur, you're a Reiki master, you are an oracle reader, and you have other spiritual and intuitive gifts. You told us that you come from your mother's
Hmm.
influence, your mother pouring into you. You get this from her. Um, Particularly with the oracle reading, when did those type of gifts come online? This intuition, this being able, this divination to be able to really, you even said it, you can see and sense energies. When did that start to come online and how does that show up in your business today?
Okay, thank you for asking. I never have been afraid of esoteric. So esoteric is somebody might be like, what does that mean? Or occult.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These are words that people are terrified of.
Yes. Yes.
And that is not anything anybody should be afraid of. To learn about something doesn't turn you into it.
Yes.
You can learn it without becoming it, right?
Can we just say that again for the people in the back? Like,
It can change your opinion a little bit. What's the worst? That's probably the worst that can happen. You might get enlightened about something.
right.
But how strong is your view if you can't read about something different?
Mm. That. Ooh. And that curiosity, I think that's such a necessary part. And I think that's where people get themselves into trouble. They get too locked into a position and they're not curious about, what's outside of that. So you have not been afraid of that in your life. And so
Never in a day in my life, I've never been afraid of it. I'm ready for all of it. I'm here to experience the totalness of life.
mm,
But for me, I'm going to do all of it religion, spirituality. The only thing I never did was atheist.
mhm.
I've never been atheist because I have a direct connection with the spirit and I can hear from the spirit. So I know for a
So
fact
you
there's a God.
know.
So grew up in church. My appreciation for religion comes at a very early age. And so for oracle readings and things like that, my readings, the gifts came in intuitively because I feel like I was always helping with giving spiritual advice. So when I was a child, they used to say that I had ESP.
Oh, yeah. At which I think was extra sensory perception. I might have that wrong, but like the
Go,
sixth
girl.
sense. The sixth sense is what I think they describe ESP. Why did they say you have that? So what were you doing that had people label you that you had ESP?
Thank you. That's a great question. I was predicting stuff before it happened.
So there was no mistaking. It was like, oh no, this little one, this baby here, she knows
Yeah.
some things. Okay.
You cannot deny a person like that. And I
Yeah.
would do it all the time. Because I'm a psychic full fledged. My family will tell you, okay? I'm a psychic.
Mm. Ooh.
I didn't sign up for this. I was chosen.
We just gonna do a little pullover right there because I think because because first of all, even the word psychic, you talked about people having issues with the word esoteric and the occult or anything that is not, but psychic, baby. Let me.
You gonna be listen, running down the street, people with pitchforks behind you if you say these words. What? You
Right.
can't even say the
You
words.
can't even say the words. So to hear you say that in your gifts came as a child and people
Yes.
knew that about you, I think that's beautiful. And,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason I wanted to tap on that is because
Mm-hmm.
I really do believe that we all have spiritual gifts. It certainly has been my experience. I didn't know until I started to get deeper in tune with myself. And so I want to encourage people through this podcast to, you are another example that some of us get these gifts very early on.
Yes.
And if they're not nurtured, or if we don't believe, then you're not using the gifts that you were given. And so, what are some
Agreed.
of the things? Yeah. So, being an oracle, having these psychic gifts, um, what are some of the things that um, do you do readings? How are you using these gifts today? Because that's such a powerful connection to have, and to be able to give people some of that, not that spiritual wisdom or insight that they may not be tapped into themselves yet.
Sure. Wow. Today I am hosting clients all over the world. I'm able to give readings. So my readings are very much so energy readings and they that's where they begin. So
Mm.
they're very unique.
Oh, so I love that, doing energy readings and
Yes.
customizing it to
Yes.
each client.
Yes, I do a lot. My readings are because I use cards too. I'm an angel reader. I do, it's a
Do all the
very
things.
wide variety of readings I'm able to help with. So I have a lot
Ooh.
of gifts. Like I was sharing with you, like when I was a child, they were telling me I had ESP. Well, even early on when I was a child, I was identified in the Oakland public schools in the gifted and talented education program. So
I
not only were my family saying, "Oh, she got ESP," what she, that's from a little baby's age. Then going to school and as a in like third or fourth grade, being identified as a gifted and talented kid. I'm like, what am I doing? Right? I'm just being me. What is going on?
I love
Almost
it.
feeling like a punishment, but then knowing it's like it's not a punishment. I'm gifted.
It's a gift. Yes. Yeah. It's funny. I was in the GATE program too, but
Nice.
I didn't, it wasn't like those type of gifts. They didn't let me know any of those type of
Right.
gifts. It was just like, oh, she's smart, and like put her in
Yes, that
the,
too. Both of it. Because they didn't tell me psychic gifts and that, but it was like, how do you get identified as having these gifts? Was it a test we took? I'm not even
I
sure, to
think
be
a
honest with
test.
you.
I don't know. I'm guessing probably testing. Probably
Right?
testing. Yeah.
Yeah, so all of those things helped me to have a view on life from an early age. Like,
Hmm.
if I can tell you before the phone rings, the phone is about to ring and who's going to be over the call today, or tell you that you're going to be on the TV and then your picture pop up on the TV, baby, you need to trust and believe that there are people who are gifted.
I think that's so important too. I think the consciousness is shifting, so people are starting to be more open to this
Mhm.
idea. But I wanted to highlight what you just said. There are absolutely people that have these different gifts, whether it is psychic abilities or empathy is a gift, being able to feel people's emotions
Oh
strongly. There are
gosh. Yes,
so many,
ma'am.
being able to hear spirit, being able to some people have they're medium, so they can tap into,
Yes.
people who have crossed over. And
I do
so
this all of these things. That's the part where it's
mm,
oracle is I received this message that is an oracle, that I am an oracle in a dream.
if could you mind telling us about, because I'm fascinated, how did this dream come about?
Yes. Okay. So I was dreaming this. I was walking in a dream, and in the dream, I walked into a room and it was full of Buddhist monks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I told my husband this right away, the next when I woke up. So I said, okay, there was Buddhist monks in the room. And then in the front of the room, there was one person sitting in front of the room facing towards others. And he was just sitting there, they were all meditating. The room was completely quiet. And I walked in, I found myself in the middle of this room. And I was startled, and I was like, "Ooh, excuse me," because I'm in a dream. But I really do astro travel. I do a lot of lucid dreaming. So
Hmm.
I was aware that I was dreaming. I was aware that I had abilities to control my behaviors in the dream.
You were awake in the dream.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was controlling my narrative. So I remember I was like, "Ooh, why am I here?" I was like, "Excuse me, how did I end up here?" Right? I just was like, like taken and teleported into this room. And so I remember that happened, the same dream, um, I end up out of that room, walking down the street, and then I walked into the room again, the same room. The same room. So in this same dream, I was in this room two times. And this time, when I stood there, I was like, right? Because now I'm back in this room, and there was the Buddhist monk in the front of the room. And he looked at me and he said, if it happens once, it's a sign. If it happens twice, it's a message.
Mm,
And then he said, you are an oracle.
wow.
And then he goes, don't forget to bless your cards.
Wow. So he gave you a little wisdom too for the to take back for the work that you do.
Yes,
Wow.
ma'am. I promise to God that happened in my dream. So I've been telling my husband this for a while. That's why I sit back quietly because I know what's the truth. I've seen that in
Mm-hmm.
my dream. I am an oracle.
Mm,
My ancestors showed up to tell me that I'm an oracle in my dreams.
mm.
That's why I'm chosen. I am chosen. I know who I am. They told me this.
Wow. So you use these gifts as an oracle, as a Reiki man, all of the intuitive gifts that you've described and we've been talking about to help people clear different blockages or um, maybe bring them more awareness. It made me curious, what are some of the common things, and of course respecting people's privacy, but is there a
Sure.
common blockage that you're helping people clear, or just even any just common themes that you see in the work that you do with your clients?
Yes, there is a lot of common themes. Some of the biggest common themes I will tell you is going to be family.
Yes.
Like
Our
I promise you guys, almost everybody who comes in that store is talking about families. You guys care so much about your families. I love it. Everybody who's come there just about is somebody either helping their family or it's families, families, families. And that's what I'm telling you. The common theme is family.
mm. And why do you think family is such an interesting, from a spiritual perspective, the spiritual text will tell you that we incarnate with a soul plan or a purpose, um and also that we choose these families that we come into.
Mhm.
And I think it's so interesting that that's where most of the drama and the
Honey,
trauma comes from.
girl, listen.
And you even talked about like that's what got you into healing, because you also had some family trauma, like so many of us do. And so I'm just curious, just to get your spiritual perspective. Why do you think that is? Like all the themes, all roads lead back to family and those dynamics.
Right. I think it's because of what it's the repeated things that we do every day that are ingrained in us. And it's if you grew up with some people that's been around so long, then they're on your minds, right? Sometimes, or their ways and things are, you're like, what is me? What's them? You're trying to figure out who you are outside of all of that, right? Especially if you got a big family. Oh my God, it can be really challenging to find your
Yeah.
voice in that.
Yes.
Jeez Louise, families is literally the number one subject. Trust me, I'm talking from identity issues to parental issues to grief,
Hmm.
all of it. Um, that's it. That's the biggest topic I'm talking about. I mean, honestly, parents, man, parents, we got to do better.
Listen. And
I'm
as a
talking all of us because I'm a parent
I was
too.
gonna say I'm a parent too. I was gonna out myself. Yes. We parents do have to do better, because
That's it,
we can do so much unintentional harm.
honey.
But I have so much, being a parent, I have deep empathy, because being a parent is hard. Like a lot of
Hmm.
us are having to reparent ourselves as adults. We didn't, bless our parents. Like I love my parents, but my parents came from an era where we did things differently. That
Hmm.
it wasn't about you having feelings and like and not that my parents didn't, like I don't want to give people the wrong impression that I grew up in like corporal punishment or anything, but it was definitely a different era. My parents are baby boomers. And so it was very much like follow the rules, get an education. And I think now we know that as parents, we have to not only provide physically for our kids, but we need to provide emotionally for them as well. Or else,
Hmm.
they're going to grow up and potentially crash out. So I so I love that you talked about parents having to do better. And I don't know about you, but I had to learn, and this wasn't until after my husband died, part of me being able to be better for my son was learning how to be better for myself,
Hmm.
because I think I was parenting him being so worried. So I was like a helicopter mom. I was in all like trying to just control and make sure he did everything he needed to do, and that eh, just wanting to set him up for success and not have him have to deal with any challenges. And life is challenges, and
That part.
he has his own path to walk. So I'm just thank you for highlighting that not only is family a common theme that I think we all struggle with, but that parenting, ooh.
It's rough because I'm talking, and thank you for sharing that with your son and your relationship here. Honestly, the
Yeah.
parents, the theme is big, and the children. It is not just about people who are parents. I'm talking about even a person who doesn't have children who's still harboring on something they parents said. Get over it. Like, come on, we talking about your parent, and we, standing here in the crystal store, and your parent is 3,000 miles away across the. And that's the thing. I promise you, people are straight up tripping on parents.
So I have to laugh, and I apologize to anyone who is going through it, but I'm laughing because I was there. Yes, many of us are still in our feels over something.
I'm sorry. I'm not judging you guys. I'm just kidding. I promise you. I'm just
No,
kidding. I hope I didn't offend anybody.
with love, y'all. Like this is real. But what you're saying lovingly, that we do need to release. Like, just as much as
Bingo.
parents can be like, I don't think anybody can mess you up quite like a parent can.
There you go.
And however, the whole point is to grow from that and to
Yes.
gain the wisdom and to forgive. That's what I have so
Yes.
much grace now for my parents. Like, there are some things that they parented
Beautiful.
me in ways that I would not have preferred, and things that I didn't necessarily do with my own child. But like 10 years ago, I was still harboring on, well, why'd they do that? And they were so strict and they didn't let me do this. And but now I just have so much grace. I'm like,
Yes.
bless my parents. Like, they did the
Right.
absolute best that they could, the best that they knew
Mhm.
how, and they provided a hell of a life for me and my siblings.
Mhm.
And they loved us just just in ways that I'm still understanding today. And did they make mistakes? Of course. Did I make mistakes as a parent? Yes, I'm still making. I have a 19-year-old son. I'm still making mistakes as a parent. But I can look back and have a lot of, I've healed those wounds because I've taken the time to really talk it out, release it, and just let it go and have grace. Like, they did the best they could in all things.
Yeah. I love that you've done that work for yourself. It's important. It's critical for our own wellness, self care. It's for me seeing it compassionate with compassion. Like my parents are humans, and that's how I've been able to release some of the traumas from my experience. But at the same time, I have no judgments over anybody because I don't know what everybody's gone through, right? So
Mhm.
I've heard a lot of things in my life. Okay, I've heard some
Um,
stuff. So
yes.
that's why I'm just like, parents, do better. That's all I
Get it
can
together. You
say.
heard it. Get it together.
Yes, trust me. We know what we're supposed to do too, because the spirit of the living God is real, and all these things we're learning. You can't just treat a child, especially your own child, any type of way and think that the spirit is going to let you get away with that. So even though a child
Mm,
might think their parent is getting off scot free, trust and believe they have karma and a God they're going to be answering to as well. So to
yeah.
every child that is feeling like unappreciated, unseen,
Mm,
unheard, like from a parent, I love you. As I'm not your parent, but
yes.
you're not alone. You are loved. Give
Mm-hmm.
your parent grace. Give your
Yes.
parent compassion. They are humans. They are learning.
They
Sometimes we
are.
have to be an example to them, what they should
Ooh.
see. And that's okay
Mm-hmm.
because we don't just learn from them, they're learning from us too.
That's beautiful. I think that's so profound. We sometimes think that, oh, because the person is older, they should be wiser. That your parent, you could be an older soul than your parent is, or even if not even on a, outside of a soul level, just even different generations, different ways of doing things. So I
Mhm.
absolutely think while we can stand a lot in these times to look back at some of the ancient wisdom that our parents carried down, a lot of the things that prior generations did, a lot of this, a lot of the disconnection that we see in the world today is from older generations that need to be let go. So I think that
Exactly.
we can teach our parents some things about how
Yes.
we want to move forward in unity and just different dynamics. So I love that you
Yes.
called that out, that as much as we look to them, parents can learn a lot from us as well, because they didn't have it all figured out.
Yeah, no way. You can't forget where you came from. You cannot
Mm,
forget what it felt like to be 18, 19, 20.
mm-hmm.
Remembering, that children are challenging. That's their responsibilities, right? To challenge. Part of it, okay? But other than that, their pineal glands are still developing, guys. Come
Girl,
on, give them a break. If you was
yeah.
giving your kid Kool-Aid, or you was giving your kid top ramen, you gotta give him at least another 5 years on top of what you did for at home time if you need to, because trust and believe them children need time to figure out life. Everybody's, we're humans, so it goes
Right.
both ways. But you give your parents the grace. Parents giving, I don't know how to say this, but more than anything, I feel it's just be ready for when you sign up to be a parent. That's it.
Being a parent is such a huge responsibility, a sacred duty, really, because you're being called
Honestly, it
to
really is.
usher another soul on this earth. Is a sacred
Exactly.
responsibility,
Bingo.
and it should be done with the gravity of that. And
Yes.
I mentor young women, or they ask me about just life, and anytime we get on parenting, you have other women that are like, oh my gosh, it's amazing, like being a mother. And it is like, there are some beautiful things about being a mother, but I always chime in to say, understand that when you become a mother, that becomes such a huge part of your responsibility.
Yes.
And if you're not willing to, I don't. I don't want people to misconstrue that I'm saying you have to give up your entire identity. I think that's also part of the problem. Some people lose themselves in being a mother, but there is still a responsibility for another human that you have to take seriously. And that's like a
Yes.
24/7 job. So,
It's like your whole life too. Once you have a
yeah,
child, come on, people are having this misconception. Oh, when they turn a certain age, then you cut them off. Fine, you want to cut your child off? That's fine. That's messed up though. In
yeah,
my opinion, I feel like you brought a human on this earth. This world is challenging enough. Like
it is.
it's just not cool when parents don't do more things that they can do for children. But at the same time, it's not just about that. I realize that our challenges are what shapes us. Because if, for me, listen,
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 children, my husband and I, and we have three grandchildren.
Aww.
Yeah. And I have, with all that being said, even as parents, we can't always do everything we want to be able to do for the kids.
Yeah.
We got to let them face their challenges too.
Yes. Yeah. It's
There's a
definitely a
fine
balance.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
There's for
gotta
sure a
make sure you
balance.
like you ain't overdoing it. Like let them
Uh,
learn from their own mistakes too while they're listening to the wisdom from us. So I
mm-hmm.
can't tell you that I have been a perfect parent, but I can tell you that I spoke to all of my adult children today.
Aww. I love
And
that.
thank you. And I, like I said, there are 4 children. 3 of them are young adults, and one is still a school age. And so I spoke to my 3 adult children today. I'm a very rich woman.
Yes. That's beautiful. That's
Okay.
beautiful.
It truly is that I can call my children right now, and if they're free, they will answer for me. That is a blessing
That
to
is.
say that I
Yeah.
have an exchange with my adult children. Not every parent can say that. So those
Very
are
true.
my goals. That's where I find quality and blissfulness, when I can say that I have harmony around me. I know
Mhm.
that I can't control their outcomes. I can't control what their experiences are, but I know that I'm given the love that I
Mm.
have within me, that I feel that God has placed in my heart to share. And it's really from the vision of love I've received from my
Mm.
mother and my grandmother and
Mm.
those who came before them. So it's just a waterfall effect. And that's that, because, and that's why I feel it was important. I got a lot of love to share. So let's open the
Yeah.
store. Let's open the
Ah,
crystal store.
I love it. And you touched on a question, so thank you for answering how you find your bliss, or how you maintain your bliss, and it's through your beautiful family.
Yes, my
Um,
family.
Ooh, I love it. Okay, so as we wind down here, it is spring. It is finally spring. We got some sunshine out today in the Bay Area. So tell the people what you have planned this spring. What's on deck
Ooh.
for Queen Hippie Gypsy, the store, for you? What should we look out for?
Wow. Thank you for this question.
My pleasure.
Wow. So you're right. It's spring. What's on deck for me? Like, to be literal, on my deck, I can step out and see the ocean.
Ooh,
So it's a balance. It's about peace, mindfulness, right? But prosperity and healing for all whoever is interested in
mm,
this type of wellness that we offer. And it's the offerings that we have in the store. You guys, when you talk, when you're talking to me, but it's an experience.
yes.
Okay, it's an experience. Like I can talk to you about this stuff, but you need to come and feel it for yourself, right? So what's coming up is to have both. And I want to have my family because I'm a mompreneur all
Yeah.
day.
Aw.
But anywho, but what's coming up in the for me, I want to focus more on our community.
Good.
I've been very quiet for some of my goals, but I'm very happy to share the next thing that we're going to be doing that I'm really thrilled about is that our store will be accepting EBT.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So makes it more accessible for people to come in and shop and get the healing and the tools. I love that. That's beautiful.
Yes. Thank you. And why it's
Mm.
special for our company is because this is kind of unheard of. Where can you go shop a crystal store with your EBT card?
Right. I don't know of any.
You never
So
tell me where you go shop where you buy crystals with your EBT card. I wanted to be the first in the nation to do it.
I love it. I love it because that's, yeah, you don't even get me started. There's just healing needs to be accessible at every price point
Yes.
or every socioeconomic.
Bingo.
Yeah. So I think that's great. That's great.
So here's the thing. People are saying, well, how can you use EBT at a crystal store? Well, because we have a cafe. We have
Mm,
in-store catering, and we also have herbal teas that you can drink, and we're expanding on our herbal collection this coming spring. So that is the
okay.
next thing we're doing. And then from there, I'm really excited to share that we are coming to DoorDash.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's exciting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so that's another thing. So we're really excited for our offerings to expand our cafe. It'll be coming in April. Queen Hippie Gypsy Tea House. It's on DoorDash, and so we will be delivering online our herbal teas and care
Wow.
packages to our community anywhere DoorDash delivers in our vicinity.
Oh, I'm
So
excited. I don't want to say I'm a proud DoorDash customer because I mean I ain't cooked that night, but
you good. You good.
I've been known to DoorDash here and there, and so now it's good to know
There you go.
I can DoorDash some Queen Hippie Gypsy.
Yeah, so I'll have an expanded menu
Mm,
available on the catering and also the expanded wellness menu for herbs and other things available soon. And what's really exciting is that I do believe that DoorDash accepts EBT.
okay, so even further, just making it accessible for
It's just
those who,
yeah, getting
yeah,
more getting to the people. I want accessibility at every point.
yeah,
And for me, my community that I serve is vast. Just a lot of people. You will never believe the type of clients I've served and helped. So I'm hoping to just really be all encompassing of every price point. And also smoothies. We're gonna have smoothies on DoorDash.
yeah.
So we'll be adding
Ooh.
some sea moss smoothies to the menu.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to come in. I love smoothies. I've been getting more into tea. I love coffee, but tea has such herbal benefits. I've
Yes.
been really trying to get into more. So I can't wait to stop in and try some tea.
Yes, please do. It's the new herbal collection that we're going to be rolling out for the spring. It's almost like we're playfully calling it our medicine cabinet, but it's all specific intentions. And all of
Hmm.
these intentions are going to be specifically relating to health conscious themes in the African American community.
I think it's beautiful. Plants are medicine, so I don't think that's a stretch to call it the medicine cabinet. So,
Oh, thank
yeah,
you.
that's fantastic. Okay, this is so exciting. So, my last question for you, for the benefit of the audience, is where can people find you? Where can they stay connected, or how can they stay connected with you and the Queen Hippie Gypsy store?
Yes, ma'am. So I can be found online. Our business is Queen Hippie Gypsy. Look us up at queenhippiegypsy.com. That's our website. You can send me a direct email there. We do have a team of people ready to help serve you. And then also, you can find us in downtown Oakland. We have our brick and mortar shop, and that is at 337 14th Street. We're open 5 days a week, and our hours are updated regularly online. So if you feel that you need to make a special stop, you want to double check our hours, we are available on Yelp and Google. We have our business pages there. So, and we keep those hours updated. So, yes, find us there. And then on Instagram,
I
I'm
was gonna
definitely on
say, don't
Instagram.
forget your IG.
Can't forget IG, even though I don't really use my IG like I could potentially use it. Give us some time. We'll be getting up on the IG better, but you can find us there. It's Queen Hippie Gypsy.
I love it. No, you do better than I do. So that's why I wanted to shout it out, because I was like, you,
I never would have
you,
thought that.
you have some great stuff up on your Instagram. So it has
Thank
been such
you.
a joy. You're welcome. It's been such a joy to spend this time with you. And we went so many different ways through this conversation, but all around love and service and community and spirit. And so thank you so much for coming to the show and just blessing us with your wisdom and your presence.
Yay, you are so welcome. It's been my honor to be here. Thank you for having me, Miss Regina. I look forward to seeing what you're doing and what you're up to. I loved your book. I read it and I thought it was incredible. Do you? It
Thank
really,
you.
yeah, I've been recommending it to people, and I appreciate that I had the opportunity to meet you because you're an excellent writer.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I appreciated the book's context and how you had several things, worded for one for wellness and also for personal rituals. I thought that was very helpful.
Thank you for that. I get so much from hearing feedback from people who have read it and what touched them. So thank you for that gift of letting me know how the book touched you.
Oh, yes. It took me a while because I was putting it, work in the
Because
store,
life.
but yes, but when I picked it up, it was always a great read, refreshing. I loved your tone, and I really appreciated to have a copy at the store.
Oh, thank you. And this is real, y'all. I didn't ask her to say anything about my book. So this is all. So this is like genuine love, and I appreciate that so much.
Yes, please buy Miss Regina's book. Do you? It is on the
Ah,
shelves, right where you got your book.
it's Amazon, Barnes and
Yay!
Noble. I always keep a copy within, arm reach.
Perfect. That is very brilliant.
Oh, thank you again, Queen Lilly. We will be in touch. And thank you,
Yes.
everyone, for watching and listening.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Peace.